Good morning, students. In the previous class, we were discussed about advent of Europeans to India. In this chapter, we discussed about the Europeans. The Europeans came to India to establish their colony, trade, commercial relationship in India. Among that, Portuguese, they were first. Portuguese after, the English after, the Dutch, and finally the French East India Company. These were the Europeans came to India to establish their trade and colony in India. Later, they involved in Indian politics and they made a good relationship with Indians, with the native rulers. There emerged Carnatic Wars. In the previous class, I explained about the Carnatic Wars, the three Carnatic Wars after the Battle of Plassey. So, Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Yesterday, I explained about the Battle of Plassey. So, Battle of Plassey, it was a major event, took place in the history of India on 23rd June 1757. So, the one is Battle of Plassey. Yes, in the Battle of Plassey, we will discuss about causes, course, results of the Battle of Plassey. So, what were the causes? Once again, we will do revision regarding that Battle of Plassey. The main causes for Battle of Plassey, the first one, the political causes. Second one, misuse of dastaks. Third one, shelter to French. The fourth one, capture of Calcutta Fort. The fifth one, shelter to Diwan Raj Vallabh. And finally, the sixth one was block hole tragedy or block room tragedies, where that causes were Battle of Plassey. In the Battle of Plassey, the royal commander of Bengal, Mir Jafar and Siraj-ud-Dawla, Nawab of Bengal was Siraj-ud-Dawla, they led huge army to fight against Britishers. There, in the Battle of Plassey, British, they gained support from the royal members, royal family members like that. Omi Chand, Manik Chand, Jagat Seth, Dasti Begum, Shaukat Jang and other all that royal family members, they supported British East India Company, they supported Robert Clive. So, Siraj-ud-Dawla led huge army to fight against Britishers on 23rd June 1757. Robert Clive and Siraj-ud-Dawla fought in the Battle of Plassey. In the battlefield, Siraj-ud-Dawla was defeated and ran away from the battlefield. While on the way, Siraj-ud-Dawla was killed by Mir Jafar's son. So Mir Jafar's son was killed at Siraj-ud-Dawla. So when Siraj-ud-Dawla died, so because Mir Jafar first remained neutral in the war, Siraj-ud-Dawla can't do the huge fight against the British, but he was unable to face that, the huge army of the British and supporters of that royal family members. That's what Siraj-ud-Dawla defeated and ran away from the battlefield. While moving on the way, he was murdered by royal family member. Especially, he was murdered by that Mir Jafar's son. So Siraj-ud-Dawla was died. So this was that. After Siraj-ud-Dawla, it's made as that the Battle of Plassey led that strong foundation of British rule in India, helped that to establish strong rule in India. That is one result. Second one, it's shown that lack of unity among the Indians, that was one of the reasons. And next it was that results of Battle of Plassey. What were the results of Battle of Plassey? So Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal, one reason. Okay. Second point, there was a lack of unity among that Indians. It shows that immortalities among the Indians. Okay, now next, Mir Jafar, he had to pay 17 crore 70 lakh to Siraj-ud-Dawla as a war indemnities, and Siraj-ud-Dawla after that death of Sirajuddaulah, Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal, and he richly awarded 24 paraganas to the British. These were the results of Battle of Plassey. We have discussed about the Battle of Plassey in the last class. Next, the one more major event in the history of India, Battle of Buxar. Yes, so Battle of Buxar, which was fought between the English army was led by Hector Munro and Robert Clive. Another side, the Mir Qasim, he led his army to fight against that English in the Battle of Buxar, which took place in the year 1764. Remember that is. So what were the causes for Battle of Buxar? The main points here, I'll write down here. Mir Jafar he was the Nawab of Bengal. He became a Nawab of Bengal after the Battle of Plassey. So this is one. Later, the English appointed Mir Qasim. Mir Qasim or the Mir Qasim. So you got that. Who was Mir Qasim? He was that son-in-law. He was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar. Let me discuss about that. Let me explain about that. Mir Jafar, as per that Battle of Plassey, Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal. Yes, remember. So, as a Nawab of Bengal, Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal. Main it is, he was a weak and inefficient ruler. And inefficient. One point, Mir Jafar was weak and inefficient ruler. The second point, so he became a puppet in the hands of British. So Mir Jafar became a puppet in the hands of British. That is one. Next point, his administration, the Bengal administration was worst and weakened. Bengal administration Bengal administration was weakened. This is one. So Mir Jafar refused. He could not pay repeated demands of the British. Could not pay repeated demands. Yes. And he lost his prestige. Yes. So these were that main reason Mir Jafar became weak and inefficient ruler. Remember that in the Battle of Buxar, mainly after the Battle of Plassey, Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal. One reason. And as a Nawab of Bengal, so Mir Jafar, he was a weak and inefficient ruler. He was not a great warrior. He was a weak and inefficient ruler. And later, Mir Jafar became the puppet in the hands of British. So he was a puppet in the hands of British. That's what. Hence, the Bengal administration was weakened, deteriorated. Bengal administration was deteriorated, and also that is Mir Jafar, he could not pay repeated demands of the Britishers. He refused to demands of British. He did not fulfill. He could not fulfill the repeated demands of British. Once again, Mir Jafar could not fulfill repeated demands of the Britishers. So British were not happy by that Mir Jafar decision. That's what. And later, Mir Jafar lost his prestige. Who lost? due to all this reason, Mir Jafar lost his prestigious. That's what the British was not happy with that Mir Jafar. That's what replaced the Mir Jafar and appointed Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. The question, who was Mir Qasim? Who was Mir Qasim? So, Mir Jafar's son. Mir Jafar's son-in-law was Mir Qasim. Why British replaced Mir Jafar? Because of all these points. Because one, he was a weak and inefficient ruler. Second point, he was a puppet in the hands of the British. Mir Jafar remained as a puppet in the hands of British. And so due to this reason, Bengal administration weakened during this period, Mir Jafar period. So that's what. And another point was, Mir Jafar could not fulfill repeated demands of that Britishers. That is one reason. Because of all these points, Mir Jafar lost his prestigious. So British decided to dethrone Mir Jafar and appointed Mir Qasim as the Nawab of Bengal. So one point on the side. So Mir Qasim became a Nawab of Bengal. When he became a Nawab of Bengal in the place of Mir Jafar, so Mir Jafar's son-in-law Mir Qasim. So as per the 10th textbook, is the Mir Qasim Qasim. As per the second year book, Khasim Mir Qasim. So he became a Nawab of Bengal. He was that efficient ruler. Yes, the Mir Qasim was a efficient ruler. Next one, he reorganized the administration for that better administration. He reorganized the administration. Who reorganized the administration? Mir Qasim reorganized the administration because he wanted to strengthen his empire. He wanted to bring changes in the administration. Because of better administration, he brought a lot of changes in his administration. He brought a series of reforms. Remember, that is, Mir Qasim brought series of reforms in his administration because of his better administration. That is one. The another side. So Mir Qasim, remember, Mir Qasim. Jafar completed. We are explaining about Mir Qasim. Once again, listen carefully. Mir Qasim became a Nawab of Bengal. Mir Qasim was a efficient ruler, able warrior, able administrator. For the better administration, when he came to power, he introduced a lot of reforms in the administration. Mir Qasim brought reforms in the administration, not Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was inefficient ruler. Mir Qasim, for the better administration, he introduced number of reforms, lot of reforms in the administration. That was reorganized the administration. Who reorganized the Bengal administration? Mir Qasim reorganized the Bengal administration. This one. Later, he stopped that misuse of dastards. Yes. Mir Qasim stopped that misuse of dastards because due to dastards, remember that is, there was a huge loss of income to the state. So that's what, to avoid this huge loss, a financial loss, that's what Mir Qasim, when he came to power, he stopped the misuse of dastards. So this was when Mir Qasim cancelled that, stopped that misuse of dastards. So British were not happy by the decision of Mir Qasim. That's what. And also that is, British lost their privileges in Bengal region. British lost their privileges trade in Bengal. So it was a huge loss to the British. That's what British decided to replace Mir Qasim. Remember that is. When he refused, Mir Jafar refused, he replaced Mir Jafar, appointed Mir Jafar's son-in-law, became a Nawab of Bengal, Mir Qasim. When Mir Qasim he stopped that the misuse of the thugs. And one side, another side, English lost that the privileges to trade in Bengal. That was one of the reasons. So British were not happy with that Mir Qasim. Why the British were not happy with the Mir Qasim? Because he stopped that misuse of the thugs. He was not a puppet in the hands of British. He was not remained as a puppet in the hands of British. He was one of the able ruler. He brought a lot of changes in the administration. By seeing the activities, the active work of Mir Qasim, British were not happy. They decided to replace Mir Qasim. That's what Mir Qasim, remember here, Mir Qasim, Bengal ruler, okay, Suz-ud-Dawla, a Nawab of Oudh, Shah Alam II. He was a Mughal ruler. Yes. These three made combined army force. When British planned to dethrone Mir Qasim, on behalf of Mir Qasim, once again they wanted to reappoint Mir Jafar as an Nawab of Bengal. He heard all that diplomatic ideas of the Britishers. That's what Mir Qasim, he made combined army force with Suz-ud-Dawla. Who was Suz-ud-Dawla? Suz-ud-Dawla, he was Nawab of Oudh, Emperor of Oudh, ruler of Oudh. Another side, Shah Alam II, the last Mughal emperor, ruler of Mughal Empire, he was Shah Alam II. So Mir Qasim, Nawab of Bengal or Bengal ruler, Suz-ud-Dawla, Nawab of Oudh, Shah Alam II, Mughal ruler. These three made combined army force. So British and this combined army force fought in the year 1764. That was the Battle of Buxar. Causes for that Battle of Buxar. Who were fought in the Battle of Buxar? Yes, Mir Qasim made combined army force with Suz-ud-Dawla and Shah Alam II. They made combined army force, declared war on English. So English army was led by a commander, Hector Munro. Hector Munro and his three combined army force, they fought each other in the Battle of Buxar. Right now, in the battlefield, the first one, Mir Qasim was defeated. In the battlefield, Mir Qasim was defeated and ran away from the battlefield. Ran away. Mir Qasim ran away from the battlefield unconditionally. Next, Suz-ud-Dawla was surrendered. Who was surrendered? Suz-ud-Dawla was surrendered to the British. Next one, Shah Alam II also surrendered to the Britishers. So there, Battle of Buxar war concluded between Nawab of Bengal and English East India Company. Yes, one is Battle of Plassey, second one is Battle of Buxar. These two wars played important role to establish, to consolidate the strong empire of the British in India. The British established a strong rule in India, strong empire in India. They consolidated their strong empire in India after the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. As per the results of Battle of Buxar, yes, Mir Qasim ran away from the battlefield. Right now, there, that is one reason. Later, British reappointed Mir Jafar as the Nawab of Bengal. Second time, Mir Jafar became a Nawab of Bengal. That is one reason. And here, Suz-ud-Dawla, he had to pay. He was agreed to pay war indemnities. Yes, he paid 56 lakh rupees as that war indemnities. That's one means Suz-ud-Dawla. Next, Shah Alam II paid 26 lakh rupees as war indemnities. Yes, 26. Shah Alam II paid 26 lakh rupees to the British as a war indemnities, and Suzlon paid 56 lakh rupees as that war indemnities. Later, the entire Bengal region came under the control of Britishers. Understood now? Entire Bengal region came under the control of Britishers, and we British continued their free trade in Bengal regions. This is the results of that Battle of Buxar, and British collected. They granted Mir Jafar, second time Mir Jafar granted Diwani rights to the East India Company. Diwani rights means it was a right to collect land tax. It was a right to collect land tax. British got the right to collect land tax or revenue tax. That was that. So these were the results, causes, and results of Battle of Buxar. So later, after this incident, Robert Clive introduced in 1765. Robert Clive, Governor of Bengal. Robert Clive became a Governor of Bengal in the year 1765, and he introduced dual government. Yes. Who introduced dual government? Robert Clive, the Governor of Bengal. Robert Clive introduced dual government. You know, in the year 1765. What is dual government? Dual government means two government. British got the right to collect land revenue. That is one. Another side, administration, justice looked over by that Nawab of Bengal. These were that dual government introduced in Bengal. So after all this Battle of Buxar and Battle of Plassey, entire Bengal region came under the control of English East India Company. So these are the causes and results of Battle of Plassey, Battle of Buxar. These are two important events which occurred in Bengal region. So English succeeded to gain control over Bengal region. Later, English, when they gained control over Deccan region after the Carnatic Wars, next they fought with the native rulers in Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. So entire Bengal region came under their control. Along with it, not only Bengal region, Oudh region remained under the control of British, and also there Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, three states remain under the control of Britishers. Bengal region, Bihar, and Odisha, these three states came under the control of Britishers, and even Oudh region also remained under the control of Britishers after the Battle of Buxar. So later, British paid attention to capture entire Mysore region. So there occurred Anglo-Mysore War, the first Anglo-Mysore War, second Anglo-Mysore War, and third Anglo-Mysore War, and the fourth Anglo-Mysore War. We discuss about that. The person, how Hyder Ali fought with the British, and after Hyder Ali, the tiger of Mysore, he was Tipu Sultan. Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, they fought against the British to protect Mysore region from that British control. So these were the information to discuss in next period. Thank you, students.